Ladies and gentlemen, let me start recording the space. Oh, yes. Let me get my volume down. Let me get my volume down. All right, y'all come on in, family. Everybody pop on in. Let's pop in the building. Let's pop in the spot. And let's get ready to do our thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in early this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys can hear me pretty good, can I please get a thumbs up from the family? If you guys can hear me pretty good, can I please get a thumbs up? Let me know if the sound is where it's supposed to be with you guys. Let me get that thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. I appreciate all of you. While we're waiting on everybody to come in the room, we already have like 300 people within the first 10 seconds. So that means it's going to be a good broadcast tonight. So let me have you all do this: retweet the live, retweet this broadcast. As you come in, just retweet. It's not going to cost you nothing. Takes you 2.5 seconds to just throw a retweet up there. And before I get into the conversation, you know what I do. I have to give a shout out to some of the regulars in here. Let me shout out the regulars who come in here on a regular basis and chop it up with us. I see Delmont down there. That's a regular face I see. Sheba Kita, I see you, beloved. Priscilla Joe, Seven, Brother Seven, Percy Earl, FBA Trader in the building, Melanin Michelle in the building, FBA Janae in the building, Tierra Dynamite in the building, um, Brother McCall in the building, Maroc in the building, Wani in the building, the Black Receipt in the building, Adonis Party Goy in the building, Brother Isaac in the building. I see Miss Dana up in here. What's up, Dana? Let's see. We got Nikki the God in the building, Rich Red in the building, Diavion in the building. There it is. So, family. So let's get right into it. As you guys know, Daniel Penny, the suspected white supremacist who strangled Jordan Neely to death on a subway train in New York. They went on and acquitted him. They basically, everything got acquitted. They were throwing some charges out Friday, and we saw what was going down. So he got acquitted. We're not really too surprised by that. I did a broadcast the other day talking about um, every really every few years the system of white supremacy, they have to reinforce their power by having an open lynching or an open vigilante style murder where the suspect will get off. And it's very important that this is done to an innocent Black person. It's very important that the Black person is innocent because the name of the game is to send a message to all of us and to get us outraged. If they were to harm a person who was in the commission of an actual crime, we wouldn't be as outraged. We'd be like good riddance. So they always have to target somebody who they know is innocent, but they have to play the I'm white and I say so game in order to make the innocent person guilty. That's a part of the whole ritual. When they would lynch Black people, they would really lynch innocent Black people and sully up their name and their image and falsely accuse them of something. That was part of the ritual. Getting the Black community outraged by sullying up the image of an innocent Black person and justifying murdering this innocent Black person. This is how you um, exert white supremacy. So cases like Tamir Rice, an innocent child, Alton Sterling, who was innocent, Eric Garner, he was innocent. They lied and said he was selling cigarettes. He wasn't selling cigarettes. Um, Even George Floyd was innocent. George Floyd was innocent. He didn't commit a crime. All that stuff they said about counterfeit 20 and all that stuff. That's all cap. And then they tried to say it was really fentanyl. That's more on white and I say so. where they kill you and then they say, well, you died of something else the minute we were choking you or shooting you. That's just white supremacy. I'm white and I say so. That's a part of the ritual. Just like with Eric Garner, they always do this. Well, Eric Garner, he didn't die because he was choked on camera. He died because he had a heart attack because he was overweight. It's always some kind of medical emergency right when a white supremacist is assaulting you, which is part of the I'm white and I say so ritual. So this case isn't any different. Daniel Penning killing Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely was innocent, didn't hurt anybody. He's on a train talking crap like every other New Yorker does. That's a thing in New York. People get on trains and talk cash shit all the time. If you go to New York and get on a train, somebody's gonna be on there talking shit. They're gonna be talking to themselves, in which he was talking to himself. That's what you see in New York. You see much worse in New York. You see people doing much worse. New York is infamous for that. So this whole thing where people's lives were in danger, that's all cap. But that's again part of the ritual. The white supremacists needed a hero. They got to have heroes, and all of their heroes are degenerate. I've said this all the time when I debate suspected white supremacists. Every hero they have is a degenerate. Kyle Rittenhouse, all of them, they're degenerates. But this Daniel Penny case, so they let the guy off, and there's a few things. The white supremacists, they're not getting all of the muster they need to get out of this because we're not as outraged as they want us to be. We're like, hey, we don't like the verdict, but we're not all running around crying, and we're not really that outraged. So they're trying to muster up some outrage. They're doing a lot of trolling online, as you see. You go to different pages, they're doing a lot of trolling. So they're trying to get us outraged, and it's not really working like they want it to work. Now, there's some protests going on in New York right now. You got a lot of white people out there in the streets with a couple of black folks with bullhorns. Yeah, the white people always show up to the protest, but they're never in court when we need them. You understand? We always see that. Now, the streets of New York right now is full of white people. Where were you in the courtroom? Or were you in the courtroom? I always say, because we ask where are they in the courtroom? No, they are in the courtroom. They'll sit up here and vote not guilty and then put on a Black Lives Matter shirt and get out there and protest. Like Neely Fuller said, the white supremacist plays both sides of the issue. So the streets are full of white people in New York, so-called protesting. They'll get into that performative protesting because that's not really changing power. But the white supremacists, they're not getting the good payoff like they need. They're not getting the payoff that they need. We're not as outraged with this verdict as they want us to be. They're really trying to antagonize us online to make us outraged. Or Jordan Neely was a criminal. Oh, okay, whatever. Y'all say that about everybody. Let me give y'all a few reasons. And I know some of the suspected white supremacists, you're in the room now. Let me explain why black people, we don't like what the verdict was. We're not tripping on it, but we ain't really that upset. One reason is we already have disillusion with the justice system. So yeah, we this is like business as usual. We know the justice system is skewed in favor of white supremacy. So this is not a surprise. All right? We understand the systematic bias within the legal system and how the system often fails to deliver justice for black victims. So it's like we almost predict it. So it's the sting of shocking us, that's not there no more. Right? It's like, all right, whatever. So the white supremacists are running around like, yeah, yeah, in your face. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, we're not shocked. We kind of predicted this might happen. So yeah, it's unsurprising. We're not really emotionally charged. Okay. The sting ain't really stinging like you want it to sting. The second reason why we're not really upset with this is because what we're doing now, this is going to help us focus on internal community strength. See, this makes us further look inward and say, okay, let's circle our wagons and let's start building up a codification system so that we can all get on code with one another. And then we can start taking that codification within these systems and flip these systems from within, because this is a systematic problem. We're not going to be mad at every little individual. No, no, this is a whole systematic problem. That's why we're not really, Daniel Penny is whatever. He's just another part of the system. You understand? Just like the white supremacists always try to make us act like George Floyd is a hero in black society. He is not. George Floyd has never been a hero in black society. But we understand how we need to get on code and change that system. So we had to get on code and change that system with our own volition. So this is how we're looking at it now. So right now, this case is going to help us further focus on internal community strength. You understand? The third thing, the reason why we ain't tripping on this too hard, is because what we're doing now, we are shifting some of our energy. That's why the white supremacists, see, they try to play the Jedi mind trick and get us to do what they want us to do. Like, hey man, are y'all about to start rioting right now? Are y'all about to start hitting up the Foot Lockers? Are y'all about to do that? So yeah, listen, in New York, they probably got National Guard standing outside the shoe stores. They probably got some officers waiting at the mall. So we already know that. We got different strategies now. So we're not falling for the trick bag, because that's what they want us to do. They want us to go out there and go in a couple of stores and all of that and put the cameras out there, and yeah, no. It's a different vibe. And because we're unpredictable right now, they don't know where we're going. So they're trying to dictate our actions because we're like real cool, we're chill. And they don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like when we're chill and just talking like this, because they're like, wait a minute, these Negroes are strategizing. They might do something different. Oh, what are they talking about? What are the Negroes up to? Come on, man. There's a Nike store right over there on Fifth Street. You don't want to go loot it up? No, no, we chilling. You ain't mad because of Jordan Neely? And no. We ain't tripping. Yeah. You come on, you the Aryan God. Go ahead. So now they're getting a little nervous. They don't know what our vibe is. You see? Yeah, we're understanding that just outrage alone, that's not going to lead to systemic change. No. We're shifting our strategies now. See, we're shifting to economic empowerment. See, that's going to make us start supporting each other more economically. See, they can't control that. You can't control who we support. We want to support somebody or people in the community economically, or we want to support certain people politically, or if we want to build community initiatives, they can't really control that, because now we're not acting emotional and irrational to just each individual case. So we're our focus and our energy is different. They're not used to our energy being different like this. And that leads us to the next reason why we're not really outraged, because we are aware of the media manipulation. You understand? We know how the media will exploit a tragedy, because the media has been sitting up here. They're the media is not neutral at all. They've been sitting up here painting Penny as a damn choir boy and demonizing the victim. They always do that, talking about Jordan Neely was arrested for this, he was arrested for that. They always do that to the victims, black victims. They always dig up some kind of dirt and sully the black victims. The media, they're not neutral whatsoever. So we know that they're not on our side, and we know that they're very manipulative, and we're not falling for their manipulations. Yeah. We know how they perpetuate stereotypes. We know how they manipulate. So we're not falling victim to that. We're not getting outraged and upset about that, because we expect that too. That's why the legacy media, we don't rely on them anymore. We talk to each other now. We talk to each other here on social media. We talk to each other on the phone. We know how to correspond with each other to get our media, because we can't trust the legacy media. You know, and another thing, another reason why we're not really tripping is because the thing is, they've showed so many different images of Jordan Neely that unfortunately he wasn't too relatable. And I don't say that to disparage the depth of Jordan Neely, But as a homeless special needs person who was a Michael Jackson impersonator, no, he wasn't really too relatable to us because unfortunately and I put this on his family kind of let him down and just kind of left him out there. So the black community, we didn't really grow an emotional attachment to Jordan Neely. Now I feel bad for the brother. I hate that. And that's another thing. We got to start looking out for our more vulnerable people. We got to start looking out for our more vulnerable people. But he was somebody, unfortunately, a lot of people could connect with him on an emotional level because he was kind of unrelatable because there was so much stuff going on with his life. It was so tragic. And that's unfortunate. I say that as an unfortunate thing because a lot of our black people who are vulnerable, we do need to care for them. We do need to have more of a sympathetic leaning towards them. We need to have our own institutions in which we care of the vulnerable. You understand? So that's another thing. The emotional attachment with the black community for Neely wasn't there like that. Whereas an Eric Garner, who was a father, who was a working man, that was a little more relatable. Or Ahmaud Arbery, we knew his parents, and he was a working kid, so yeah, it was a little bit different. And again, I'm not saying that to minimize or to disparage our good brother Jordan Neely in any way, because there were many of us who are very sympathetic to what was going on. But the fact that his family wasn't even taking care of him like that, he was just kind of out there. um it has a real weird aura to it where the impact of this verdict